Yeah, that's basically what we're doing, and it's become more so now because there's more agreement. So more people are stepping up and seeing it. So it's like, when Paul came here and presented Eckankar as the new start, you might say, yeah, the new start from all the old stuff. And basically the idea was that, he took things from everything, the ideas that existed, just simply playing with what existed, and creating a better definition and focus with it as a start. And, all of us that were there at that time, it seemed to be like the ultimate or whatever, and it's understandable because that was our awareness. And so as things moved along here, and now what it is today, it gets more and more real. And so this is the fun part, but at the same time, it's a little bit scary for people, yes, because it's always stepping into the unknown and deciding how to maneuver with whatever you've known, or now you're going to create something new or figure it out, etc. So yeah, it's kind of like being in the desert and all you see is sand, and how are you going to survive? So that's where we're at. And as the new presentation itself evolves, as I look at it and continue on, and what comes forward from the experiences people have, because this is very important as people step up, like in the group here, and share. This is the new moment now. And so we have references as to what's going on. People are waking up to what's going on, but they need real reference to something real to relate to it, so they can see the difference and not get stuck with just thinking that, oh, we're doing a good thing here. We're picking up trash on the beach, and this is a good thing. Now the beach is all clean, but it's a lot more than that. Those are cute ideas, and we do them. I do it too. I go along the road here where we live, and I pick up the trash because the people around here, they just throw it on the road. They think it's cool. But that's just something I do, with the physical person. That I utilize here. But again, here is Rebus re-entering this and the colors and that. Yes, they do have a bearing in a certain way. Rebus used to talk about that in Paul's books too, about the various colors that people wear. Just look at the various colors. But again, this is the beginning. And so it's not so much about the colors, and different colors mean different things too. Yes, black robes and red and black, like Paul said, are the most negative colors together because they have their own vibrations, etc. But it's also the awareness of the individual. Awareness is always number one. And so that's what you want to look at, intent and awareness. And so we all can use fronts or disguises. And in bookkeeping, black ink is the positive, red ink is you're in the red. So again, everything has its colors, and that does have a particular vibration and meaning, especially the real side. Here, it's like whatever. You just got to test it out. You test it out with yourself, etc. Paul used the baby blue at first as his color, as his suits, because the idea is with the there's the emotional or the sensation areas, and then there's the mental or mind areas that we construct with. And the baby blue color, the idea of that is that there was more light into the mental area, so it was used as a light baby blue. And it's interesting, when children are born, basically it's baby blue for the boy and pink for the girl, because girls are usually more emotional or sensitive or giggly or whatever, okay? But it's all okay. It's all okay because it's about awareness. These are things that we just use here. Well, you know, Darwin comes, Harold comes, they do the copycat routine. They take Paul's title, they take his suit color. I mean, they just, you know, that's it. That's where it stayed, and actually it regressed. What happens is that it's like old fruit on the shelf. You need new fruit, but they use the old fruit and, you know, didn't do too well because Joni was there in the background anyhow. This is the big adventure and test for everybody. Yes, it's just part of it. The adventure and also like a test. We all go through it. I go through it too. I have to deal with myself here. And so as it moved along and I looked at all this, again, I've said this many times, I basically started off with, I'm just sharing my real side experiences with Rebazar and the guys. That's basically what I started off with. It wasn't a membership. It wasn't a this or that, the new presentation. I wanted something that wasn't a category that would be spiritual, whatever. And people think it's that. You know, like people would get into Eckhart and they think, oh, it's psychic or it's religious or it's this or that or whatever. And, you know, that's fine until they kind of figure it out. And then the color became interesting. I looked at the colors and because of the water. And so I chose navy blue as the color. Because actually, when you look at a person as one example, and there's many, in a light blue suit, and then in a navy blue suit, and there's variables on that blue, okay, on that navy blue, and there's Italian blue and whatever. These are cool blues. It gives it its own flavor, and to me, it looks more professional. More stable, stronger looking, etc. But again, this is just colors. But so I chose the navy blue, and then the boys started wearing navy blue suits. And the idea of suits on the real side, when you see Rebazar or somebody wear a suit, what they're saying is, I mean business. You know, just like in the business world, it's not that we're doing business. It's just that the attitude is that this is what we're doing. We're real. We mean business. And so I see that that's the idea. And so the clothing I wear, basically, and Abel wears too, for the most part, is the navy blue. But it doesn't mean other people should. Everybody should figure out their situation. But again, it's always awareness first. And then whatever color you want your house or car or whatever, you know, that's up to you. It can be good, bad, or indifferent. Those are things in creation. But again, it's awareness. And so, but here, the controllers like black. They like black and red. You notice Trump used to, he had the red hats, make America great again. It's all emotional. It's just like when you walk into a restaurant. Many restaurants have red and white square tablecloths because the red attracts, and they use this in marketing all the time because it's emotional color, so people emotionally attract that. But again, like Mary has the red apple there. Yeah, and apples are goodies, so we want that apple. And when horses see that, as an example, they see that red apple. Ooh, oh, I want that. They recognize that. That's something in the physical only. So the new presentation is simply a reference. This is what's so cool about it, to something real, as opposed to a doctrine with words that create a self-enclosure, so-called absolute. And it's not that. And I have fun helping this reality evolve. And when I had the experience right before the Rod of Power, where I was in this high building and I objectively saw myself, the personal self, as Paul Newman, which would be Paul and the new man. And then eventually I recognized that new man means simply new management, simply managing the situation, not mastering it or controlling it or whatever. And yes, as people step up, the idea is we're not passive either. And that is that just because people come in with their ideas that are cute, well, are we doing that? For the most part, probably not. And so this is what we're doing. And so again, it seems like there's control there, but there's not. It's just like anything in a business or the military or whatever, they have a certain protocol. And that's what we're doing. But people have their personal ideas, and they have to learn to be flexible and learn to see what's going on here, etc. Just like in a company where management and the president of the company, whatever, provides direction of the company, right or wrong in the eyes of others. And if people don't like that, that's fine. They can go, they can leave. So this is a particular. And as I listen to the experiences that many people have, many times they're in the desert. And the reason for this is that there's nothing there or created for the most part, and it kind of represents the unknown is what it does. Just like darkness represents the unknown, will you take the step? Will you take the leap? And so it's in the past, it was going off-road instead of just driving on the regular roads, which is all routine. In the real side, it was going off-road and taking the risk. Well, when I was teaching classes in Huntington Beach, and after I took the rod of power and I was creating certain directions for the class that I had taught many of these people for 20 years, well, there's one experience on the real side where we went off-road, and a couple of the people there that I had known a long time, many, many years, had been there, older couple, it bothered them because all of a sudden it's like, whoa, we're going off-road here on the real side. So eventually they stepped aside and they went back to their psychic buddies or whatever, and because it was passive to them. So again, it's not for everybody to explore the unknown, and that's what this is all about. It's a constant exploration, and that's what I like about it. And at the same time, the reference of the five bodies and the earth and creation, that's there too. So I need that too to refer to and continue this adventure like the sun shining to help others wake up. This is the fun part. And so to the outside world, to the literalized mind, and this is what Rebazar is referring to, and that is that, again, we've been brought up and we've been taught to think a certain way. When we went to school, we were taught the language a particular way, and we're thinking that, oh, I'm learning to read and write and all these things. Well, you are, but it's according to the system that created all that. And so, for the most part, most people are system people. They're tied to the system, but they think they're free thinkers. And then they get latched on to routines and tradition. Yeah, that's a real anchor. That just, where does that go? Just like off a ship, it goes straight down. Yeah, but it seems so cool, doesn't it? Every year we do this, we do Christmas, we do Thanksgiving, we do our birthdays and all this stuff, and constantly grind out these routines instead of having a new view. And it's so nice to just forget all that. Yeah, actually old people, for the most part, unless they're really lonely, they don't want to know about their birthday. Already did it when those, already came here, already had the birth thing, etc. So again, so every moment is new. That's what's so cool. And I like what's being said here because I'll create another group, because I wrote a group on teenagers before. And yes, we come to the point where we're tired of taking orders from the order givers, who are our parents, and they kind of enjoy giving orders because they like to have their little pet kids around, like cats and dogs. In other words, the kids almost become pets. They love you, but at the same time, you're like a pet. and they're going to tell you what to do even when you're 50 years old. You see, they're always going to remind you, oh, you're my daughter, you're this or that, plague you with these ideas that we've grown up with. And actually, when you learn to kind of let go of that and be indifferent, instead of person to person, a relationship, being to being with your awareness, it's just a lot more fun. And this is real. And as you relate to people like that, and they relate to you like that, wow, the awareness just keeps going, is what it does. And at the same time, yes, we have this funny thing, just like you got to park your car somewhere, here in the lot with other cars. That's how it is, etc. But the real you eventually supersedes all that. So that's the marvelous view that we want to share always. Awareness is first.